You understand if they legalize between 10 and 30 million illegal immigrants, that completely removes any voting block power you have. It's a
I
bad
know what
leverage.
power I got, and I'm gonna exercise it in the United States. I pay enough taxes to do that, and I'm not gonna have one thing from even
You clearly don't
going
understand what he
to
just said.
contribute to a decision that this country makes moving forward.
You don't understand what he just said. You should listen to him. It's a learning moment.
No,
No, I'm good.
Not for sure.
I'm good.
You clearly don't
I
understand what he
said what I
just said.
said.
If that was your response.
Okay, well,
If that
I
was your
do,
response, I
Shannon.
don't
I do.
understand.
okay, well,
That's
I
what
need
I'm
my
saying.
question.
People have made their mind up.
And that's
I
your
was
problem.
not
Y'all
trying to
can't
Keep
learn.
learning.
Hold on, y'all. Hold
That's
on,
your
hold on.
problem.
So the point being is that voting for the Democratic Party right now, when they are pushing this pathway to citizenship between 10 and 30 million illegal immigrants, what that does is, if you've ever bought stocks before, it's like a stock dilution. So you get $1 for $1 as it stands. But if they double the supply when you still have your same amount of the supply, then it cuts your power in half. So to do that without receiving something tangible for doing that is akin to like self-mutilation. Like we be harming ourselves more. That's another reason, but it's not just one issue. It's like 7 issues.
I know, but ethics is very big with me, and it's not ethical for me to vote for a racist person after all we've come through and after all we've fought for. So at the end of the day, these are the options we have. And like I said, it's a more ethical party is what should be representing the United States. It don't have nothing to do with a woman or a man. It's bringing it back to our respect. Okay, that's what it is. Ethical. Bring back the respect. And I don't see how you guys see that these parties are showing who they are and respect to the country, not just a personal policy. At the end of the day, half the policies people talk about, they can't move while they're in office because it takes 4 years anyway. They're working on the last party stuff. So it's going to always be something that someone's going to have a problem with. Why they didn't do that. But at the end of the day, the ethical decision is what's ethical. And so it's not ethical for us to vote for something that we've been fighting against all our life since slavery, but we're going to use a black woman as an excuse not to pick it.
Once she's not a black woman. Once she's not a black woman. Once you're not a black woman, but 2, so Joe Biden signed 19 executive orders to crash the immigration system because they did not pass the so-called bipartisan bill. That bill was not going to deport or prevent anybody from citizenship. It was going to hire more people to push the process faster so that they could bring more and more people in. The issue is black people in general suffer whenever immigration happens, either used as a buffer class or to drive the lower wages down. When they drive those wages down, what it does is it increases our unemployment, or it forces us to work at a standard that we can't have a standard of life behind. Immigration negatively affects us within our communities for that reason alone. Then you add on, it increases the demand for housing in cities like Chicago, where they just flooded us with illegal immigrants. And all of these people, these Venezuelans just got vouchers and all type of shit. The state is paying for it, and it's got us in a $1 billion budget deficit. We are getting royally fucked by these policies. This ain't got shit to do with her being. I would love to see a black woman be a president. If you
so which of the candidates are talking about fixing those policies that you're talking about with Biden?
He talking about mass deportation.
He been saying he was going.
That's a concept. Is that a concept?
Wow, this man is sitting here telling
What do you mean they wouldn't
wait.
give him the money to build the wall? All that money, but they had the money to send to Ukraine. So a lot of the stuff that y'all are arguing is not true.
Believe it when he say he gonna do this? How do you have proof that he
like for example,
he had the opportunity to do it. She didn't have no opportunity.
Honestly, I feel like the problem, the real problem we have in the black community is I feel like a lot of voters are they get all of their information from the media, and I'm a perfect example to me of that is Chanel just said Donald Trump's a racist. Now, cool. I know a lot of people.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion, and that's what he's shown.
Let me finish.
So don't tell me I got that from the media.
I ain't
never said nothing about anything.
Let me finish my sentence.
All right, then clean it up then. Because make it right.
If I ask you right now to quote word for word the exact sentences that he said that you consider racist, I know for a fact that you can't do it. You want to know why?
And what is your point for asking that?
What is your point for asking that? Are you saying
I'm making assumptions? Are you finna make an assumption? Because that's showing your intelligence right now. Don't insult my intelligence. Because if you can't sit here and see that, you should be able to say one word for word. Why I gotta tell you? If you don't, then you ain't paying attention. You ain't woke.
Let me finish my sentence. Like I was saying,
baby Huey.
Like I was saying, just based off what you said, right? I know that if I asked you to provide evidence to corroborate your beliefs, I know that you would tell me that it's like you just said, that it's your opinion, it's how you feel. But I know for a fact that you wouldn't be able to, because every example in the media that has been presented as a quote unquote proof of his racism was taken out of context. If I know for a fact that I could read words to you that were read, that was said by Donald Trump.
I've been knowing Donald Trump was racist since I was watching him on TV.
And if I didn't tell
when he fired people, way before that, when he kicked those black people out those apartments to build Mar-a-Lago. Okay, this is way before he was ever to be a candidate.
Stop. You're talking about firing people on a show where a black woman won. You're talking about the first person. You're talking about the first.
I'm not talking about a show. I was telling you when I realized that's how long ago it was.
For both black and Jewish people.
That's how long ago it was.
Hold on, Chanel. Listen.
All right, like I was saying, the majority of the examples that are most popularized as proofs of Donald Trump's racism are almost 99% taken out of context or cut from the original statement. And if you get the whole statement in full context, you'll see what was claimed to be said was never said. Then if we're going to just talk about the history and the records, Mar-a-Lago was the first club to the first country club to open in that area that was open to both black and Jewish patrons. This was at a time where that area would not allow black and Jewish patrons into the area. You got countless business owners who in the 90s could not get funding for their businesses, and they went to the Trump administration to get loans. Not only were they given loans with extremely favorable terms, but then when they went to pay their loans, the money was the checks were ripped up, and Donald Trump didn't take the money. You're talking about a person who Oprah even said would have made a great president, and a man who said long before he was running for president that if he ever ran for president, he would use Oprah as his vice president. If that's a racist person, then that's literally the worst possible racist ever. When Jesse Jackson was running for president, Donald Trump funded his campaign. Like, a lot of the stuff that y'all are saying, it's literally just not corroboratable with fact. It just doesn't live in fact.
So
even people, they often bring up another example. Please don't interrupt me. Please don't interrupt me. Please don't interrupt me. Please don't interrupt me. I have 52 seconds. I have time left. Another example people use is they talk about this. Oh, well, what about that letter he wrote for the Central Park Five? Have any of y'all ever actually read it? Because if any of y'all actually read it, you would know that he doesn't mention the race of anybody in the entire article. He doesn't even mention the Central Park Five in the article. The only time he mentions race in the article is he says it's a shame that black, white, Hispanic, and Asian families can't walk through the park safely. So what I'm saying is half of y'all are running through believing something that you've never actually corroborated yourself, because I know for a fact if you had corroborated it, you wouldn't believe it because it's not true. And there's evidence there to prove it. Then during the presidency, literally everything that
Clyde, before you move on, the Democrats are the ones who convicted the Central Park Five. You forgot to add that part.
All right.
Right. And the Democrats are the ones who convicted them on top of that.